Alright, so 2-minute Tanya tidbit for today. So in the previous days, Tanya, we've been explaining the idea that the whole world is totally nullified to God, as the entire world is really only the revelation of one word of God, which is totally nullified compared to Him, and therefore the whole world are really nothing compared to Him. And we explained that this is true about all creations in the world, and even though it seems that God can have the idea of speech, as nothing can become separate from Him, but through the many tzimtzum and many contractions which God did, there appears in the eyes of Klippa and to the world, it seems like the idea of Klippa is something which is separate from God, because something which is totally removed from Him and totally foreign to His existence. And now we can explain the idea which says that there's the idea that the mitzvos are totally one with God. As the Zohar tells us that God and the Torah are totally one. As it's explained in the Tikkun Zohar, that the 613 mitzvos correspond to the 613 limbs of God. What's the idea of this? It's because really the entire energy of the world, the whole existence of the world, comes from God's desire, God's will. But why does God want the will? Like we explained in yesterday's Tanya, the way God gives energy to the world is bivchinas achiraim. It's something which is a technicality. He doesn't actually care to give energy to the world, except for the fact that it's going to be useful in order to accomplish His real desire. And what's God's real desire is that a Jewish person should be able to do Torah mitzvahs down here. So in order for him to be able to do Torah mitzvahs down here, God has to give energy to create the whole world. But what's God's real innermost desire? What does He really truly want? What He truly wants is only the idea of the mitzvahs. So the mitzvahs are the expression of God's innermost will, God's innermost desire. And only through the fact that He has that desire to be able, for that a Jew should be able to learn Torah and be able to do mitzvahs, that's the reason why the entire world exists. So the real energy and the real existence in the entire world is a Jew's mitzvah, and the Jew's mitzvah is totally one with God because it's coming from a very deep place within him, and that's the real thing that he actually truly desires. See you next time.